welcome back to my channel. To all the returning subscribers, thank you so much for constantly watching my videos. To all the new subscribers, welcome, and to anyone who's new, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Okay, I am still very much camera shy. I'm still getting the hang of it. I don't even have an intro out, and I don't know what I'm planning with my life, but it's just like y'all will get to know me as time goes by. You know what I mean? But anyway, wa bona ho rata dilo le ho rata tjhelete, those two things landed me on a newspaper article. So what had happened is around the time that I was dating Tapelo, his birthday, with whatever it is that I had planned for his birthday, I had been seeing these posts from this guy who's talking about investments and wara 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 wara. You put in a certain amount of money and then you get it back with 30% interest within 3 days. Oh, at that time I didn't know much about Ponzi schemes. I didn't know what a Ponzi scheme was. I asked myself how it's possible for that to happen, obviously, but then because I like things and I like money, I still wanted to experiment and to still go ahead with whatever it is that I wanted to do, you know? So I had 300 Rand saved for whatever it is that I was gonna do for him, which was cook and buy chocolates and candles, whatever. So I'm so distracted. Yeah. So because I had 300 Rand, I felt like I needed transport money to get there. So with that investment, whatever it is that this person was going on about, I was to get 90 Rand interest. Oh. So cool, I invest 300 Rand and within 3 days, luckily, I do get my 90 Rand back. Cool. 390. I do whatever it is that I have planned. Everything is great. Everything that I had planned works out perfectly, and I have a beautiful day. Even though the person that I was doing all of this for was not even worth it. I come back home, I go through my relationship troubles, I go through all of that drama that I spoke about in the previous story. Okay, is the previous one? In my first story time. Oh. And then I start talking to this person that I invested in, obviously, and we start talking back and forth. I see his statuses on WhatsApp and Facebook. We interact in terms of that. We comment on each other's things, those type of things. So now I'm looking for a job. I just feel like I'm tired of being broke. Where do people get jobs? So while him and I are talking and whatever, I mentioned that I've been looking for a job. Oh. So this guy's like, oh, really? What kind of job are you looking for? And then I'm like, you know what? Anything that an inexperienced person can do, you know? That anything that doesn't require, because at that time I was 18, you know, but obviously not anything like anything, just admin work or promos, whatever. Oh, cool. So this guy is like, actually, I've been looking for people to help me with the admin part of my business. Oh, I feel like there's too much happening and I don't want to be handling all of that. I need someone to help me handle that. Oh, and then he's like, when would you be up for an interview? And I'm like, no, anytime. Cool. Person is like, come on this day and whatever. I'm like, okay, but I have money to get there, but I won't be able to afford to come back home. Cool. He's like, just get here and then I will give you money to get back home. Cool. So this person, the reason why I trusted this so-called business of his is because this person doesn't only post about money or these screenshots that oh yes, disclaimer, this person, when you invest in that thing and when he pays you back, he asks for a screenshot. So you need to send him a screenshot to show that you got the money, and then he posts that on his Facebook to show that people do actually get their money back. So besides all of that he posts, he also posts a lot of his personal life, which is something that kind of made me trust more, or made me feel a little less skeptical about everything that was happening. Cool. So now it's the day interview. I get ready, and then I actually lied. I lied about not having money to come back. I had enough money to go there, and I had enough money to come back, but to be safe, I just wanted an extra 50 or an extra something. I didn't want to go there with, like, because my money was on the dot. It was for the Gautrain train to get there on the dot, for the Gautrain train to come back on the dot. So I just wanted emergency money. Cool, I get on the Gautrain train. I'm anxious, man. Something is telling me something is just not it. Something is off. I have an off feeling, but I'm just like, you know what? Maybe I'm just anxious because that's just how anxiety is. It just shows up out of nowhere. It's not that deep. Cool. Get to Joburg. I see him Vele, but because this guy's always posting different cars, posting different. He's always portraying this rich boy image, which also made it seem like he's flourishing in this business of his. So when I get there, I'm expecting he said this interview is gonna be taking place go Gold Reef City, ne? Akiti go Gold Reef City go guy. I think he said something go Gold Reef City. So in my head I'm thinking go Gold Reef City hunali section you'll tell meeting or some conference, whatever. Cool. I get to Joburg. I meet up with him. I greet him. Everything is great. I'm very shy at that time. I was super shy. Now I'm still shy, but I can survive. Yeah. Back then I was horrible. I was like level of shy. Cool. We're walking now. I'm thinking we're walking to the car to drive to Gold Reef, because at that time I didn't know the distance from Park Station to the Gautrain to Gold Reef. So when he says to me, no, I didn't drive here. We're gonna take a cab, or we're gonna go meet a taxi or I'm like, in my head, I'm thinking like Gold Reef is far. It's like 20 minutes or 15 minutes. It's not like that close. Cool. We get to Batubaleba Badi Mita Taxi Mola. The guy's asking how much it is to get to Gold Reef. Ntate Ola Are, it's gonna be 50 Rand. The guy's like, that's too much. I'm like, that was the first red flag. I'm like, 50 Rand is too much. Is this person going to be able to give me back my money to go back home if 50 Rand is so much? Actually, there's just a lot happening here that just doesn't make sense. And then he's trying to negotiate, and then the guy's just like, nah, dude, it's 50 Rand, take it or leave it. And then this guy's like, you know what, we're gonna take a taxi instead. It's fine, let's leave them. Well, I'm like, alright, cool, maybe it's not that far anyway. We get to the taxi, bar taxi ki 50 Rand, 5 Rand, 5 Rand or 10 Rand, something like that, a very cheap amount. Cool. He asks if I'm not hungry. I'm like, no, I am hungry. He's like, okay, we'll grab something to eat before we get to where we're gonna hold the interview and stuff. Cool. We're on our way driving to, well, we're in the taxi on our way to Gold Reef. We're driving. Okay, we're not driving. whatever. The driver's driving and driving and driving. While we're driving, I see we're approaching Gold Reef. Ne? I see her taking almost there. I'm expecting this guy to be like after a road or after stop sign or short left, short right, whatever it is that was there at that time. But there's silence. There's silence, and not silence. He's on his phone. He can't see where we're at. There's just silence. He's looking outside. He's looking at his phone. He's looking out the window. There's silence. I am watching myself and the taxi that I'm in drive past this apparent Gold Reef that we were supposed to be going to. So because I'm shy, I'm not asking this person how abuti we Gold Reef City mara ke bona o ka re ra e feta, or maybe are we won, or maybe no re ya go pela, or I'm too shy to ask. So I just sit there. I'm like, no, maybe he meant around Gold Reef City, but I am for sure he said go Gold Reef City. He didn't say next door or close to or behind. Go Gold Reef City. So cool, we pass, we get to that mall that's close to Gold Reef. I don't know if it's North Gate, what is it? South Gate? I don't know what it is. I don't know what it's called, but that mall that's close to Gold Reef. We get there, I'm like, okay, we're gonna eat, we're gonna have lunch, and then maybe we're gonna go back to the place. In my head, my stomach is ready for Spur, something, Mac and Bean, McDonald's, hey, something. I'm just excited for a meal that is gonna, We get to the mall. He offers king pie.
There's a lot going on here.
I'm like, you know what? Maybe this guy really loves king pie, and maybe like kingame, sometimes but getting they don't prefer spending their money on certain things. And I can't be beggars can't be choosers, because at the end of the day, I'm not paying a cent for this pie that I'm about to get. So I must just be grateful. Something. Cool. We buy the pie. Even at this point, I am so hungry, I don't care. Person is like, what do you want to drink? Like in terms of alcohol, what alcohol should we buy? I'm like, alcohol? Why are we buying alcohol?
I realized that this is an accident.
I'm thinking maybe this whole interview thing, it's an informal type of situation. Because in my head, wherever we were headed, we were gonna see or we were gonna and then those interviews are gonna take place. I'm thinking it's not just me, or we're gonna find the rest of the people. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna drink. At that time, I was still new to drinking, or wasn't a heavy drinker, or I wasn't like, drinking was not that deep for now. So I was like, I'm gonna have like wine. So I think he bought me Drosti off. Well, he bought me Drosti off. And then while the guy was busy buying those things, he was busy making these phone calls that are just weird. Like the phone call, he's begging people to try to invest in his thing, imagine. But in my head, I'm asking myself, if this thing is so legit, if this thing is more beneficial for the next person, I don't think this person would be begging these people like he is. Something just didn't sound right with the way in which he was trying to sell whatever it is that he was doing, or it felt off. So he wanted a person to invest Mama 5 tower or something. He's like, no, trust me, when I get 5 tower in the next 3 days, I don't know how much he said the person is gonna get. it was interest 1.5 because it was 30%. The person was like, no, I don't trust I don't trust this thing. I need the money for something very important. I know, when I just send in the money, haven't you seen the screenshots? Or I always pay back. It's nothing dodgy, but it felt really dodgy. Everything was just dodgy. So at this point, I'm like, you know what? I don't think I'm like, you know what? There's an emergency back home. I need to get back to Pretoria. It's getting pretty late, and ovele I went there kari afternoonish. So this whole thing of us, we started by waiting go park station before we actually decided to get in the taxi, and then from the taxi we had to wait to itlale, and then from there when we got to the mall, that whole back and forth ya pie, sitting down eating the wine, and then him and the phone calls and all of that, it took quite a lot of time. It took a while. But at that time it wasn't that late. The time it was around 4-5 when I decided hore I needed to get back to Pretoria, or when I told the person that I needed to get back to Pretoria. So he's like, okay, cool, we'll talk about this properly over the phone since you need to leave. Oh, I'm like, cool, great. Now I'm like, I need money to get back home. And then he's like, you know what, give me what you have, and then I'll give you enough money to get back home. Cool, we walk to, I don't know if we walked to the other side or we took a taxi and got off at some KFC nearby. I don't know, but I remember being go KFC. So when we get to that KFC, I give him, I have 100 rand left, and 100 rand was actually enough for me to get back to Pretoria ka Gautrain, and then ke fitla Pretoria ke tsena ka mahara taxi ke ya hae nna ngwana batho ke nna stele ke ra di decisions tse better. Oh, I give him 100 rand. He's like, no, let me go make change. In my head I'm thinking, he's holding 200 rand, or a 200 rand note. I'm thinking, why would he ask me for my note if he needs to get the change? Because if he needs to get the change, then I can change here 200 rand. If you pay 50 rand, I'm pay 50 rand. It's amai. If you pay 20 rand, I'm pay 20 rand. It's amai. Why does he need my money? But I'm like, you know what? Maybe I kids, maybe when you come pay 5,000. Like, maybe when you come pay 5,000, everybody thinking, the blessings. I'll get back home, buy myself alcohol, go drown in my sorrows, and buy food. I give him the 100 rand note. I wait outside. So this guy comes back. Well, he's on his phone. He has this dodgy phone, not the WhatsApp phone. He has a different phone, and then he has this dodgy phone that he keeps making the phone call. So busy. Ka phone yana area highly the phone call at you. What's KFC? He comes to me. So when he gets to me, he doesn't give me the money. He walks towards the taxis. Antoloki semola. Guys, my phone is on 4%. 4%. Sharp fitla go texting. Why yemisa? Umisa taxi. He opens the door for me. Chela that thing. We really so. But on the outside, I see 20 rand. Oh, so umpayona, and then because taxi drivers are very strict, and I'm scared of taxi drivers. I'm scared of being shouted at. I'm scared of wasting their time. I'm just scared of taxi drivers. So the first thing I do is I grab the money. I don't check the money. I sit down first. Oh, I close the door quickly. Or driver, I'm move. I have a driver, I'm move. Heck here. That guy gave me 30 bucks. I gave that guy 100 rand. I busa 30 rand. Time, it's not enough for me to get back to Pretoria, even if I were to take a taxi. Even if I were to say, you know what, Gautrain ke luxury, tshwanele ke tsamaye ka, a ke afford, ke re le train ke nahana hore ne nka se afford. Ke train ela e ba e bitsang metro o keng ne nka se afford. So it came as a shock. I was shocked. And then I turned to see if I can still get off and, you know, but because I'm scared of the driver, I just sat there. I just sat there in shock. So after 5 minutes, after trying to just, because in my head, after all of this happens, I'm like, who am I going to ask? My mom is in Joburg, like, she's here for some concert. But at the same time, I feel like before you get yourself in trouble, you exhaust every option you have. Make sure that you try everything to get out of that situation, everything that you can do. And then when you feel like now it's close to death, I'm nearly dying now, I have 1 bar left, now you can bring in the parents, because now it's gonna make your life hell. It's gonna, no one is gonna trust you ever again. You're gonna get grounded when you say you're going somewhere. It's just, no, I was not up for that. So with my lovely 4%, guys, God, ne, I put myself in bad situations. Mara Mudimu ke star. Hey, I texted this guy on Facebook, some guy that had been texting me. He's young. If he's not younger than me, he's my age. I text this guy, I'm like, no, this guy told me something about living close to Park Station a while ago. You know what? Go mo texta and go rapela, ke rapele on my way. He's gonna pull through, or else I don't know where I'm gonna sleep. I don't know what's gonna happen with my life. Because even if I were to ask my mom for help, I need to think carefully who I'm gonna ask for help from, because my phone is dying. So the person I decide to communicate with right now has to be the one that is gonna help me, because when my phone dies, I'm not gonna be able to do anything. I'm just gonna go to Park Station, go Burger King, go plan, go MTN, mara. Yeah. I text this guy, I'm like, you know what, dude, I'm in a lot of shit. I need 50 rand. My phone is dying. I just got scammed for my taxi money, and can you please be at Burger King in the next 5 minutes? I was like, and then and then I switched off my phone. Because I wanted to make sure I save the lovely 3% that I have left, even if this person doesn't pull through. When I get to Park Station, I'm good. So cool, I get to Park Station, I wait there. It wasn't even a minute, guys. Yo, it's and I think his money, he's not the type like una leona as a spare 50 rand and thing more like within one number to show o compromise tšhelete ya borotho or tšhelete ya mai or tšhelete ya something, like for yena tšhelete ela ne ile important, mara he pulled through. Like I pulled through. Ampa 50 rand eo ka motoloka ebile ne ke sena nako ya ho bolela. I didn't have time to talk too much. I was just in shock. I was trying to rush back to Pretoria because my mom, I don't know what time my mom is getting back. I don't want to get home late. And taxis from Gautrain station to my house are a struggle. So that's another struggle that I'm about to face. So I thank him. We load my card. We didn't even spend much time together, like the 5 minutes in Ilinchi. He just helped me out. I got in the train. I came back to Pretoria. I landed. By the time I landed, it was dark outside. No, really dark. And then that's the time where taxis are a struggle. Because the best way to get taxis to my house is to go to the original place, like where they fill up, not where they the floatang ko thing, because go the floatang ko thing, it's either they go to Minden or Christia or whatever, and that's a mission. At that time of the night, it's a mission. So, and I also don't have enough money to start go down and then go back home. I literally have 15 rand left with me, and that's enough to just get back home. So cool. I walk on my way to where I am planning on getting a taxi. I hear these two guys arguing over whose car they're gonna take to Groove. So I start walking slow, Vele, to try to listen in on the conversation, and like to try to check if these people are people that can be approached or whatever. So they sound like they nice. They just came back from having a nice time. They're not drunk. They're not like that tipsy. They just cool. They're like, nah, take my car because you live whatever. Or my car's faster, whatever. Like these ones I'm in. I'm like, hi guys. I get there, and at that time I'm super shy, by the way. So I get there, I'm like, hi guys, and they look at me, and then they greet me, and then I'm like, I need your help. What's up? I tell them my story. I tell them. They laugh at me. Yo, they laugh at me. At that point, I understand Shem. Linda, I'm laughing at myself internally, but I'm just waiting to get home so I can laugh safely. I don't want to laugh now, knowing my situation is not yet under control. I laugh when my life is in order. They laugh at me. They're like, you know what, cool, get in the car, we'll drop you off in town. I'm like, yeah, cool. On our way, these guys are one of the guys, okay, both of them not that bad, but one of them's like, okay, I'm like, Teresho, Hulikani. all of that you went through. Hulikani, please relax yourself, get to the taxi, and get home, wana papa. Cool, I'm sitting there all shy in the back, driving to town. When we get to town, before we get to where they're dropping me off, the cute one Vele asks for my numbers. I give him my numbers, and then I leave. I get in the taxi. High safe, Mudimu, everything. I blocked that guy. The job nyana tse snacks tse excited o girang kena skolo Teresho o focus mo dilo tseng tse di leng mo pela hao right now tse dintshitse o sa di lata selo o just bona hore se itunetse wena wa se lata wa di tatela mathata wa lata nna stele o be ngwana o monnyane. Cool. So same night, okay, this is just jumping out of the story, but same night, the other guy, okay, the guy that I gave my numbers to texts me. Then the other guy also texts me and then tells me where he got my numbers from that guy. And that other guy, even before I got to I'm good, thanks, and how are you, blocked me. He blocked me. The cute one blocked me. And then the other one, in my head, I'm thinking this guy probably thought he probably knew he had no chance. So he probably like and then cool. Time went by. I went through that breakup, as I said. I had forgotten about that relationship. I don't know. I'm probably dating someone else at this point. I wake up this morning. I wake up to a phone call at 5. Yeah, my phone is ringing. My uncle is calling. What's going on? What could he possibly want at this time of the morning? What did I do? What did I do? Because my uncle doesn't call. Even when he checks up on you, I say, hey, how are you? You know, he's not like any mushy type of person. It's like, say what you need to say, and then whatever. And then I text him, and then he sometimes I respond, sometimes I respond. It is what it is, you know. So when he's calling me at that time of the morning, I'm like, I don't know what's happening. And then he's like, Emuna, what's up? Like, what's going on? I'm like, what's going on? With what? And then he's like, Uditena guy when the Ponzi scheme. I'm like, you. In my head, I'm thinking, is he friends with the person? What happened? How does he know? I thought I left this behind me. I'm a better person. I've changed. I've grown. I say, how does he know? I'm like, Ponzi scheme. King L. What's that? He's like, there's an article here at DAILYSUN with your name on it. I'm like, what? No ways. Me? DAILYSUN? Now in my head I'm thinking like it's drama because when you're on DAILYSUN, you know it's something major. I'm like, yo, what happened? Like, what did I get put into? What lies were told about me? I'm like, and then I explained to him, investment. I get a little Ponzi scheme king. I made an investment and then I got my money back and then I moved on in life. He's like, why are you doing that? Why are you doing things that are not as one? Like he sends me this article, guys. The article. So basically, the person who wrote the article took the screenshot that I took and used it as the picture for the article. Oh, so they went on to talk about how there's this guy by the name of Mang who's been scamming people out of their money in this whatever. This lady put in 5,000, he's still waiting. Bangwala comment there, the lady Mang put in 10,000, never got their money back. But there is my screenshot with my name, right there, with evidence that I got my money back. So when I see that article and I read through that article and I see my name on it, in my head I'm thinking, so what are these people thinking? Do they think I'm a part of it? Do they think like I'm helping him try to make it seem like he pays people back when we know that he doesn't pay people back? I'm like, oh my gosh, when I walk out of the gate, am I gonna find the paparazzi standing out there? My life is over. My life is a mess. Oh, my mom. I was just like, I was going through it. Luckily, guys, luckily my uncle is a fighter. My uncle doesn't like weird things. My uncle emailed DAILYSUN or whoever published that thing, and they're like, that person you wrote about or that person you included in that article is underage, so please remove the article or remove their name in this whole thingy. And they removed the article. I've never seen the article again, or I didn't see the article again because I kept on opening that link, because it was more DAILYSUN, the online thingy. It was on whatever. It was there, and then I kept on refreshing. Kamudium, it was gone. And I sat there praying. I never spoke to him about it again because I don't want to say, please don't tell my mom, because he's like a father to me. So it's like, I can't just say don't tell. I have to wait. If I'm gonna get in trouble with my mom and he's gonna tell my mom, I just have to accept, or he's gonna tell my mom and then also take that smoke. Can't be telling him, oh, don't do this when I know for a fact that I did wrong things. Luckily, he didn't tell my mom. Guys, I learned from that day. Let me not lie. WhatsApp gifting yona kids and it's mara. Liking things like hurata chelete, hurata dilo. Okay, guys, that is it for today, and I hope you guys enjoyed. Please don't forget to follow me on Instagram, Twitter, I am Katleho_Mokoke on both. And don't forget to subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet. Don't forget to hit that notification bell in order to be notified when I post something new. I still don't have an intro, but like I said, I feel like y'all will get to know me as time goes by because I am camera shy. I don't know what to say, how to say it, where to begin. I just don't know. But eventually I'll get the strength to you know, I'll get the strength and the confidence and everything that is required. But yeah, thank you guys for watching.